Hello and welcome to London for a very snowy edition of Start Select. As you may have heard, the snow shut down everything in the British capital this week, but on the plus side, we did manage to make it out to Stockholm and be the first people in the world to play the new entry in the Battlefield series. We'll also be giving away copies of Rise of the Argonauts on consoles and announcing the winners of last week's Saints Row 2 competition. But first, on to Stockholm.
The main thing that we were trying to achieve with this is we wanted to kind of go back to Battlefield's roots, which is the World War II scene. We also wanted to deliver a really focused, accessible first-person shooter to players in a different way. And DICE is always trying to challenge the delivery methods on how we bring our games to our consumers and trying to give them the broadest and the most diverse offerings possible. So we came up with the idea of making a very focused version of a World War II experience, kind of drawing off of some of the experiences and some of the the wow moments that you got from Battlefield 1942, but give it to those console players. And so we came up with the idea of actually delivering this through the means of the arcade downloadable and the PlayStation Network. The destruction in this game adds a whole new dimension to it for players who are familiar with Battlefield 1942. And there's buildings. The buildings in here are a little bit different, and you can actually flatten them to the whole entire foundation. So you're getting a lot more destruction for the experience when you're playing. And the most iconic one that everybody's very familiar with, and it's a fan favorite, is Wake Island. And so that's what we actually wanted to introduce people to first, as it was the first location ever played for Battlefield fans when we released the demo of Battlefield 1942 in August 2002. So there's kind of a nostalgia and a kind of a referencing back to our roots there with that. So that's the main location that people are going to be familiar with. Then we took Iwo Jima and also Guadalcanal. It's going to have 24 players, so 2 teams of 12, so 12 versus 12. It's going to be completely conquest. We wanted to, like we said, deliver a very focused game. And so we stuck with the classic Battlefield. What they're known for is the Conquest mode. And this Conquest mode is going to be different than Bad Company 1. Bad Company 1 had double assault, which means that you could capture all the flags on the level, whereas this one's going to be head-on assault. So it's so each team has an uncappable base location. So the game doesn't end until the last enemy has been eliminated. But what you're not going to have are things like unlocks, which require you to get to a particular level to be able to have access to all the weapons, gadgets, and kits. You're going to have those from the start. So immediately when you go in, you have everything at your fingertips. It's just now you pick what experience you want to have. Do you want to be the fighter ace pilot? Do you want to be like the stiff tank commander? Do you want to shoot everybody up with your cannons, your coax gun, or do you want to be that infantry soldier who's running around with his squad and capturing flags and joining up together in groups? So we're going to have classes. We're going to have that have separate weapons that are specific to that kit for so you find the playing style that matches the kit that's best for you. You're going to have every kit's going to have a variety of weapons that kind of cater to their situation. So we're going to have classes that cater more to the long distance shooter who's a little bit more sneaky, and the guys that are like in your face. I will go out in front and take every bullet I can and take as many down with me. And then we'll also support the guys that are kind of the all-around players who kind of like to have a little bit of touch and go with everything. So it's very, very kind of robust set of kits, but it's also very focused as well. You're not going to have 15, 20, 30 kits available to you. It's going to be offered in a way that's very easy to access, and that there's not too much detail that you have to go into to find the kit that's best for you. We're going to have airplanes, armor, and transportation vehicles, boats, and bombers. So there's quite a variety of different types of vehicles that we're going to have. in the game. And of course, like Battlefield, you have access to all of them, including static weapons like anti-aircraft and coax weapons. So I absolutely, yeah, I'm 100% confident that people will be just dumbfounded by how rich this experience is and the offering, and I think the price point is very, very appealing as well. We don't have the exact details on the price point we're going to be at, but it's going to be at around the price of most premium offering and titles that are on the PlayStation Network and the Xbox Live Arcade right now. We will definitely 100% be at New York Comic Con, and the public is more than welcome to stop by and they can get a hands-on. But I think there's going to be a long line, so they better come early and bring snacks.
My name's Sean Decker, and I am the general manager of the DICE studio in Stockholm, Sweden. So DICE started many, many years ago with 4 guys, really from kind of more of the mod scene. They were working on Amigas, and they started off with a pinball game, basically. And that was really successful, and they figured out, hey, we can actually make a little bit of money from this. DICE started off in these very small offices, actually in the middle of town. Then we moved to a cigar factory in the southern part of town, which was owned by the old Swedish match company. And about 2.5 years ago, we moved to these fantastic location here. I think that for us, the most important thing was finding a great place for people to work. This building was completely empty when we got here. And so the great thing was it was a great opportunity, a great match. We wanted a really open plan, and so when you look at the studio, there's a lot of glass walls everywhere, and we break down those walls whenever we want to put a team into a particular area, because we really believe that teams, sitting together really work the best together.
So you just entered our reception with our wonderful receptionist and this great view. This is the public area where everyone can enter, basically. So there's nothing secret here, just all the cool stuff. Everyone working here can buy games very cheaply or even for free. I think we got this when we sold 10 million for Battlefield.
Wow, okay. Right, okay.
So, pretty proud of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got some magazine covers as well.
Magazine covers and obviously all the awards that we received.
You've got so many that you don't know where they're
Exactly.
from. They just keep coming in.
Yeah.
You've even got one of the GameSpot Editor's Choice there, I see, as well.
All right, so now we're entering the secret area.
The secret area, okay.
This is where no one else dares enter.
This is where the magic happens.
Exactly.
So how many employees do you have here, Patrick?
We have about 260 people working here.
Does that make you pretty much one of Stockholm's biggest developers?
Oh yeah, by far.
By far, yeah.
Absolutely. Here's our IT guys. Fish tank. Battlefield Heroes team. So the entire team is in this glass box.
Kind of box, yeah.
Yeah. This is the dining room. So during the lunches, this is just full of people. On Fridays, we have a breakfast. So right now, everyone is eating breakfast.
Right, okay.
A wall of microwave ovens. If you're hungry in the evenings, you can just grab something to eat. Lunches as well. A lot of frozen food. I mean, all the eating, people need to work out. So we have a gym.
Sure.
Hello. The people working out.
You just go.
Yeah, and just free gym. You can walk in and do all your stuff whenever you want. And if you don't want to go to the gym, we have the recreation room with games and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, this is a typical sound studio here at DICE. We have 5 of them here.
We do all the sound effects in-house. The thing is, the stuff that we actually need the sounds for, you can't just find a library with a specific thing on it. Like if you need like a World War II tank, the recordings of that, there aren't many at all. So you actually either have to find somebody in England or an enthusiast in Sweden and then just persuade them, say, look, please, can we come down and just record your tank?
Okay, so yeah, that was the DICE studio.
Okay.
Thank you for visiting us.
No worries. Where do I sign to join, Patrick? How do I get here?
I'll help you with that.
Thank you.
All right, it's competition time now on Start Select, and as usual, we've beaten on publishers' doors and demand they give us some cool prizes to give away. Last week we had 3 limited edition copies of Saints Row 2 to give away on the Xbox 360. All you had to do was answer this question. Volition, the developers of Saints Row 2, are working on another open world action game for THQ, this time set on Mars. But what is that game? Of course the answer was Red Faction Guerrilla, and the 3 people that we drew out of the lucky inbox were James Grantham from Brighton, James Newnham from Plymouth, and Matej Navarra from Surrey. Congratulations to all you guys. Enjoy shooting up the streets of Stillwater soon.